everybody, it's just Kristen Chavis. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, child. And if you're a returning subscriber, I'm so glad that you are back here with me on the day. All right, let's get into it.
It's another one for real. K Chavis, I call you for real because you the truth.
Okay, so last week we talked about dreams where your teeth fall out. Yeah, we talked about that. If you didn't catch that, go back and watch it. This week we will talk about prison dreams, and we also will talk about pregnancy dreams. All right. So if you're dreaming about being in a prison, do not become afraid. Do not get alarmed. It does not mean that you're about to go to jail, child. What it means is basically the situation that you're in feels kind of restrictive. What do I mean by that? Well, when you're in prison or any type of prison, whenever someone's in prison, it is a place where you're not able to do the things that you want to do. In prison, you have to go to sleep when they tell you, eat when they tell you, share a room with whomever they tell you, and be there as long as they tell you to be there. So if you're dreaming that you're in prison, it's because possibly in your spiritual walk or in your life at this current moment or before the dream, you felt restricted. You felt like you possibly couldn't do the things that you wanted to do. Many times people feel like this on their job. They feel like this in their relationships, their marriage, even with motherhood, fatherhood, even at their church or their ministry. You feel like you're stuck in this place and you can't go anywhere. And you've tried to go somewhere, but you can't. So if you're dreaming about being in prison, it is a reflection of how you feel at that current moment. Now, prison dreams aren't a death sentence, because really it's a sign to count it all joy and to get excited. I get excited because Joseph, before he reached his fulfill his dreams, before he was put in office as a prophet, as a seer, he was in prison. And he was in prison for 3 years, I believe. And right before he was put in office, he was in prison. And prison is the last step before you go to the place you're supposed to be. So that's a sign to get excited, because that means that you're almost done and it's almost time for you to go. What do I mean by this? Usually, like when I have prison dreams or have had prison dreams, the prisons were like not traditional prisons. Like I would be in handcuffs, but I could take my handcuffs off, or I could move or leave the prison freely, or find a way to get out of this prison. It's not your typical lockdown situations. Okay, this is how you know that this is not a actual thing that will happen. So what I mean by this is, like, if you are on an assignment and you've been adhering to this assignment, you're supposed to be in this place, but the place didn't turn out to be what you wanted it to be, or you just been going through hell. It's just been one thing after the other. To dream that you're in prison, that means that you're almost done with that situation. That means that time, your time there in that place is almost up. You about to move, you about to go. And the same thing happened for me when I was teaching. I had this prison dream, and it really encouraged my heart that not only I was getting to the point where God wanted me to be, I knew I was supposed to be there, but I was about to fulfill some things. But also, he was saying, like, keep holding on, keep pushing. I'm going to let you get out of this place. I'm going to let you leave. And sure enough, he sent me a dream where I was trying to use this elevator. And I kept trying to use this elevator with this badge that I would usually use at the school. I was trying to open this elevator and use it to go to the 3rd floor that I was on, and it would not work. This badge would not work. Even when I tried to use somebody else's badge, it would not work. So I had to take the stairs, and I didn't want to take the stairs. Well, I had this dream twice. The first time I saw the stairs, I was like, I don't want to take those stairs. The second time, I was like, okay, I'm going to just have to take the stairs. And it didn't take me to the 3rd floor. It took me to the 2nd floor. And there was a lot going on. One of my classes was there, my 3rd hour class. And they were there in this theater, like, situation. and one of my kids came up, former students came up and blew his horn really loud. Okay, there's a lot to unpack out of this dream. First thing, elevators mean to elevate, means to go up and down. It's represented of time, being on a journey that you think you're supposed to be on, or want to be on. Okay, you're trying to elevate yourself in life. Okay, for me not to have access to this elevator anymore means that that particular path or journey that I was on is done. It's no longer valid anymore. So I had to take the stairs. Stairs represent time. One flight of stairs represents a year. I went to 2 flights of stairs. Okay, those 2 flights of stairs represent 2 years. I had been at that school for 2 years at this point. When I go up these stairs, there's a theater. It's this beautiful theater, and my 3rd hour class was up there, and they were waiting on me. And then one of my students blew a horn, blew a trumpet. Okay, so at the end of my 2 years, my story ended up going viral on the news. And my 3rd hour class was the class that ended up being on the news with me. And they really sold the story. They were lit. They were excited. People were just blown away about how excited and how much fun that class looked like it was. And it was fun. Okay, the guy blowing the trumpet, whenever you see a trumpet blown in your dream, you know, when the trumpet sounds, it always talks about that in the word. That means that's the end of something. That means that it's like the Lord's will be done. It's a sign that we're moving on to the next thing. So after I had this dream, the Lord said, to and through. You will do 2 years here, and that will be it. Okay, so I had the prison dream that let me know, okay, I know you feel restricted. I know you feel like you can't do the things that you want to do. You kind of feel stuck, but you're trying to stick to this call. But count it all joy, because you're about to make your exodus. You're about to be put in office. You're about to go to another level, another place. Okay, so I have that dream. And then I have the dream with the to and through, with the stairs and the elevator, where he showed me, look, this is what's going to happen with you. You're going to do 2 years here. You're going to be on the news, and then that's going to be it. And he had to tell me this so I wouldn't get stuck there. So I wouldn't get stuck in that place, because everybody was looking at the glamour of the news, the popularity of the news story, and felt like I should stay there. And most people would have thought, yeah, I probably should stay here and continue to do what I'm doing. But the Lord was like, no, that's not what I need you to do. When I tell you, after I left, everything flipped upside down at that school. The principal that said he wasn't going to leave, he ended up leaving. And he preached that he would never leave the whole time I was there. And he left. Then other people started leaving and dropping out. So everything would have been different. I wouldn't even had a job, honestly. So the Lord already knew that was happening. And we were in the process of moving. So it was a lot of transitional stuff where the Lord was just like, you don't need to get stuck here. You did what you had to do. He activated a lot of things in me, activated a lot of gifts in me, which birthed out music, which birthed out a whole nother curriculum, which birthed out an online school that people was looking at me crazy, like, why don't you just stay in the classroom? Why are you trying to do distance learning or online learning? And now it's a relevant thing. Okay, so that's why I'm so adamant about dreams and so adamant about listening and understanding those things. But if it wasn't for the prison dream encouraging me to stay on task, to stay in my place, and to keep the faith, I don't know what I would have done. I know I would have kept going, but I probably would have been a little discouraged or a little bit more weary, you know, or just kind of just tired. But I always tried to keep my mind frame where I wasn't negative, but I was positive, because I'm doing this as unto the Lord. Everything I do, I want to do it as unto the Lord. Okay, so those are prison dreams. All right, next is pregnancy dreams. Man, so a lot of times people have pregnancy dreams where they see themselves pregnant, or they see somebody they know pregnant, and they automatically assume that it means that they're about to get pregnant or the person they saw is about to get pregnant. And that's not so. Remember, dreams are always symbolic. Okay, so if you're seeing yourself pregnant, or you just found out you were pregnant, that means that there is something within you that God has placed in you that you have conceived, that you're getting ready to birth out, and you have to nurture and nourish that. It could be a musical gift, it could be a gift of artistry, it could be a business, it could be a new ministry, it could be even how you handle your kids, whatever, dealing with your marriage, whatever it may be. You have to pray about that and get understanding. But whatever he's placed in you is going to come to pass. And the thing about pregnancy dreams is that they don't take as long as natural births. Depending on how well you're nourishing your spirit or filling your spirit with whatever God leads you to fill it with, depends on how fast this pregnancy will go forth. Okay, if you having a dream that you had a miscarriage or is a stillborn, that means that God placed something in you and you abandoned it. You didn't take care of it. I've had dreams where somebody gave me a neglected baby. I mean, this baby had the wettest, soggiest diaper I had ever seen, and I was like, Lord, they gonna take this girl to prison. They gonna, man, you know. But God was showing me that this baby was neglected. A baby can represent a gift, just like this pregnancy represents a gift or something that God has placed in you. When it comes out, that baby is going to be a gift, and it's up to you to nurture that gift and to help it grow and to feed it with the word, feed it with practicing, feed it even if it's your prophetic gift, feed it. Okay, so seeing yourself pregnant means that God is doing a work in you. All right, to see someone else pregnant that you know, that means that God is still doing a work in you, but whatever that person represents to you, that's what's being birthed out at this moment. Okay, so if you see, like one time I saw my mom pregnant. My mom is way past childbearing years. My mom, I had to figure out, represents my prophetic self, my preaching self. So to see her pregnant at that time, I can see now, like God was doing a work. He was molding the preacher in me, molding the minister in me, growing that part of myself to get ready to birth out. Okay, it didn't mean that I need to go to my mom and say, girl, you know, I saw you pregnant, better watch out, you know, you about to have a baby. That is not what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I understand some people, mamas do get pregnant in an older age, but if it's in a dream, it's symbolic. If it's your best friend and you saw your best friend pregnant, it doesn't mean that they're about to have a child. Okay, think about what they mean to you. What type of influence have they had on you? Are they a creative person? Many times, if it's a female that's pregnant, whether you know them or not, it's going to represent your creative side, your prophetic side, your gifted side, artistic side, things that you are able to do creative that maybe other people can't do. Okay, your ministry side. If it's a male, I have seen a male pregnant. If it's a male that's pregnant, then that means that the leadership, thinking, logical side, even pastoral side, is getting ready to birth something out, you know. So I think I shared a dream with you guys where my brother was pregnant. So if you dream that either one of them are pregnant, look at it from a symbolic standpoint. Don't look at it from a natural standpoint. I've had people message me that they saw, you know, had a dream that I was pregnant with twins. They had a dream that I was pregnant with this, pregnant with that, you know, and I haven't had any kids yet, you know, but I do believe, and I trust and believe that that will happen one day. But for them, it depends on what they see when they see me, or what I would represent to them. Is it about music? Is it about preaching? Is it about teaching? What is it? Is it about marriage? You know, what is it that they would desire? One lady, she had a dream about me and I was pregnant with twins, and she was like, man, God's going to give you double for your trouble. But what was pretty awesome about it is that my husband and I, we desire twins actually, and my husband's been praying for twins since he was 8 years old, because he felt like if he wasn't a twin, then he should have twins. So that is an interesting entity, and I would like to see if there would be any correlation with that. But those are pregnancy dreams and those are prison dreams. I hope that this all made sense to you. If you have any dream that you want to share with me, you can always comment below, or you can reach out to me via any way in the description box. I love you guys. This is Just Kristen Chavis, and I will see you again next week.